So today we're going to be doing a story time. Well, I'm going to be doing the story time and you're going to be listening. Okay, so this is obviously about the first time that I skipped school. My first experience, embarrassment, like major, okay? Like this was like the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me. So yeah. Let's start. The first time I ever skipped school was in middle school. My parents have always been super strict. Not extremely strict, but they have always been strict to the point where they don't let me go to my friend's house. They didn't let me go to the mall. They didn't let me hang out with friends. They didn't let me spend the night at friends' houses. They didn't let friends, like, spend the night. I don't know. Like, stuff like that. So, I've never really got to experience, like, going to the mall and stuff before I skipped school. That's what I'm talking about. So, basically, on this special day, my friends, which was like a group of us, there's probably like 5 or actually no, I'm lying. Well, there was a group of us, but the ones that skipped were 3 girls and then me, so there was 4 of us. We ended up skipping with these kids, like guys, like a group of guys. There were like 4 of them, I think. I'm not really sure, but we ended up splitting up. So the girls went one way, the boys went one way. I don't know what happened with them, but we ended up going towards, I guess we were like gonna meet up or something. That was the plan, to meet up. I had never driven a TriMet bus or like public transportation ever in my life. Well, like that I went by myself, you know. I'm pretty sure I went when I was little. But anyways, back to the story. So I didn't really know. I didn't have a cell phone. Basically, we ended up leaving. And my friends, we were just walking. I don't even know if they know where we were going, honestly. But we were walking through the neighborhood, and we ended up being by a cemetery. And we could kind of tell it was a cemetery. So then they started freaking out. They're like, no, we don't want to go over there, da-da-da-da, you know. And I was like, come on. Like, I was like, come on, you guys, seriously? Like, we're already here. Let's just go. Like, that was my thought, right? I was like, you guys, come on, seriously? Like, let's just go. We're already here. Because I was kind of annoyed. Like, they were like, no, I don't want to go over there. Da-da-da-da. I don't know. And then they're like, come on, let's go. And they all, like, run to, like, the way where we had come from. And I was standing there like, nah, we're going to go because we're going to go. So me standing there thinking like, okay, they're going to be back in a little bit because obviously they're my friends. They're not going to leave me here. Hopefully. Yeah, so I just stood there for a couple. I seen them. I was just like looking at them. Come on, you guys, like, come on, you know. And they're over there like peeking out the corner of the block. They're like peeking. So I'm over here thinking like they're gonna come in a little bit. So they like peek out, and they only peeked out one time, and they're like, no, we're not gonna go over there. And I was like, come on. So then I thought they were like just playing around. They were gonna give in. That's what I was thinking. So they end up like not peeking out anymore. So I'm over here like standing, like waiting, and then like 2 minutes pass, 3 minutes pass, 4 minutes pass, 5 minutes pass. When 5 minutes passed, I was like, okay, these girls, like, why are they playing? Like, they're probably hiding. Like, what the heck are they doing, you know? So I'm like, go. I start walking towards the corner where they were. I get to the corner, and they're gone, you guys. They're like gone. They vanished. They're like gone. They ditched my ass, you know? So I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, where the heck are they? Are they really hiding? And then I started feeling embarrassed because imagine like there's houses there. There was houses there. So I'm pretty sure people saw me standing there like all by myself. Like, what the heck is this kid doing? You know? So I'm like, dang, like I'm by myself. Mind you, there was a bus stop around that that block that I did not know about. I ended up walking. Okay, so the way our school was set up, so let's say the school is behind me on the opposite side of the street. That's where my school is. So I ended up walking towards like you. So I ended up walking towards where there was a store. So the school was back there. I'm walking this way because I'm not going back to school, okay? But we had barely left the school. So I start walking. I have a couple coins on me. I probably had like $1.50, something like that. I end up like walking to the store. I'm like, cause I'm like looking for them. I didn't know they got on the bus. So I'm like looking for them. I get to the store and at this time there was payphones. I'm pretty sure there's still payphones now. I'm not sure. But there was a payphone by that store. So I like run to the store real quick. I'm like, I'm gonna call my friend. So like put the coins in because my friend had a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone. So I like put the coins in and I start dialing her number and I like call her and it's like ringing and she answers the phone and then I'm like, hey, where you at? And then she's like, oh, I'm on the bus. I'm like, what do you mean you're on the bus? And she's like, yeah, we got on the bus. And I was like, what the heck? So in my little head, I didn't know, like, how the heck did they get on the bus? Like, what bus? Like, I was like, I don't know. I don't have money. Like, I don't have money to get on the bus. And I don't even know, like, what bus. Like, I don't even know where you guys are. Like, I don't know where I'm going to get off of the bus. Like, what? And, sorry, I kept, like, tengo como flema. Like, I have, like, it just feels like there's, like, little bubbles in my throat. So, yeah, I'm just like, I don't have money for the bus. Like, I don't even know how to ride a bus. I don't know how to get on a bus. My freaking leg is itchy. I'm wearing jeans. I freaking hate wearing jeans, but right now I have to go pick up my boyfriend. Anyways, back to the story. So I ended up like walking. I ended up walking back home. I probably live like 4 blocks away from that store. So I get home. Well, I got home, but I didn't have a phone. I was locked out of my house, and I was not trying to go back to school. So I ended up going to the neighbor's house, and I'm like, hey, can I borrow your phone? Like, I'm locked out. And then she's like, sure. So then she hands me her home phone. Once again, she had a home phone. I end up dialing. I tried. Okay, listen, okay. So the first 3 digits of my friend's number were 971. Those were her first 3 digits. Okay, so this is important because I obviously like memorize phone numbers, and when you memorize phone numbers, like, you might mistakenly put in another number, right? So I go to dial 971 and then automatically you know, ring ring, hello. It was a man voice, you guys. It was a man's voice, and I'm over here like, hello, and then he's like, Elizabeth, and I was like, you guys, only my family calls me Elizabeth. My friends call me Maria. He called me Elizabeth. And I was like, darn. I was like, think fast. We didn't have school today. I'm locked out of the house. Like, what do I do? And he's over here at work. And he's like, I don't know, go back to school. I don't know, wait outside. Like, you know. And then he's like, are you sure you guys didn't have school today? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, I'm going to call. So you better go back to school and make sure you guys don't have school today. And I was like, you guys, I called my freaking dad. I was like, okay, I'm going to go over there and make sure that we don't have school. Okay, bye. And I like hang up. And oh my gosh, you guys, it was so embarrassing. Like, I tried to play it so cool because, like, the neighbor was standing right there while I was talking to my dad. Like, I'm pretty sure her and my face, I was like confused as heck. So then I couldn't call my friend anymore because I had already called my dad. So I was like, dang. So now I have to go back to school. So I probably lived like a block away from my school. So I went boom, boom. There's somebody out there. So I go like boom, and then at the middle, boom. And then this is like where the park is. And then let's pretend this is the park. And let's pretend the school is like real. No, let's pretend the school's like over here, like forward, but like right here. And this is like the park over here. And like where the park is. So the front of the school is on this side. The back of the school is like right here where the park is. So when I got like past the park and I was already gonna go towards like there was a tennis court right here. So it was like gonna go towards the tennis court, barely towards the tennis court. Here in Oregon, you guys, we have pine trees. Okay, so these pine trees are really tall. Excuse me, I just kind of spit. These pine trees are really tall and their branches are like low. Okay, their branches are low. So you can, they're like chest high, basically. And you can climb up the tree. It's a pine tree. So, just FYI, just so you guys can know and get a little picture. I start walking. I'm walking. All of a sudden, you guys hold up. All of a sudden, I see a bunch of 6th graders. Okay? A bunch of 6th graders. I was probably in 7th grade. And they're coming out. It's a class. And I start freaking out. I know, hold on. I start freaking out, okay? So, I see a bunch of students. I didn't see the adults because the students were ahead of the adults. So, I'm not going to sit there and wait for the teacher to see me. So, what do? I take off. I jump in the tree and I climb up the tree. I climbed up the freaking tree, you guys. Okay? Now, these kids were running. When I climbed up that tree, some of them saw me. I don't freaking know. But they stopped running and they went. And what did they do? They snitched. They snitched on me. So, what did the teacher do? What any teacher would do? I don't know if any teacher would do this. But what did the teacher do? He took this as a chance to give a lecture. So, basically, he had all of the students sit around this freaking pine tree that I'm on top of. And he starts talking. At the time, I didn't really know what he was saying because I was just freaking scared. And I was like, oh my gosh. Are they really going to stay here? Like, I didn't even capture in my head that they have snitched on me and that they knew where I was. So in my head, I was like, dang. Like, what if they're learning about this tree and I'm over here inside the tree? Like, how long am I going to have to stay up here? He starts like talking, lecturing them. And I'm pretty sure he was probably like, this is what happens when you skip school. You know, like probably like something like that. So, I obviously didn't hear that because I was freaking out like, oh my gosh, he's going to see me. And then he goes, hey, I know you're up there. And I was like, oh my gosh. It was like Carlton. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like quiet and he's like, I know you're up there. Like my students told me you're up there. And I was like, oh my gosh, these freaking kids. So, he's like, come down. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I like start climbing down. I was so embarrassed, you guys. I was hecka embarrassed. And he just told me, go to the school and check in with like our vice principal. Or check into the front desk. I don't know what he said. Like, he said something about that. Or he's like, or else you're going to get suspended. Like, for skipping school. And I was like, dang. So, I was not skipping school no longer on that day. I was already heading to school anyways, you know. But I was planning on staying in the bathroom. You know, like, anyways. So, like, head to school, check in, blah, blah, blah. You know, so, I don't even know how the heck. First of all, I didn't know how he knew me. Because he knew me. And I had never seen this teacher in my whole entire life. He knew me. He came up to me like after school and asked me if I checked in with the vice principal. And I was like, yeah, which I did. But yeah, that happened. And basically, I didn't get in trouble, but that was still embarrassing as heck. I was mad at my friends because they ditched me and because I got caught by the teacher and because these 6 little graders freaking snitched on me and the teacher put me like out there. He like boom out there. Did I learn? No, I still skipped school. I didn't learn nothing. I just learned to lie better, okay? Because I just learned, like, why didn't I just go, like, keep walking? Like, why didn't I just keep, what's he going to say to me if I'm just walking to school? Maybe I'm late to school, you know? Like, I just learned to lie better, basically, you know? Yes, I was hecka embarrassed. Nobody ever called me out on that, but I was embarrassed. I was super embarrassed. I just learned to lie better, basically. That's the end of my story time. If you are skipping school, I don't think you should be skipping school. You should not be skipping school. It's not worth it. Get your grades, learn. Because honestly, I'm not saying I'm dumb, but I just feel like when I was in middle school, I didn't really pay attention in school. I was just there for my friends, and it was like cool to be with my friends, I guess. I don't know. I just didn't really pay attention to just like classes and all that academic wise. You need to do that so that you can actually be good in high school, like in academic wise. I do not recommend you to skip school because then it's not a good thing. But